Hello,
everyone.
hello,
Laura.
Hi.
Hello.
Dr.
Let's
Andrea,
make
hello. Abigail, hello. Adora, hello. I'm so glad to see your face.
let's make our bodies roll.
Yes, absolutely. I was just telling DJ Sama that it's really hard for me to do all of the exciting and the welcoming and push all of the buttons. So we're excited to see Adora.
Awesome. So we're going to have Felix has a video for us to watch. He's on the phone, so we'll figure that out. I kind of want to do the wins, but I want to do those when we're streaming. So we wanted to play the video first and then the wins once we're streaming and recording. Are we recording already?
Recording, yes. We are trying to track down Mad Stuntman because we're not sure if he's going to be on the phone or if he is zooming. That's why he's on the phone.
It doesn't show it is recording on my screen, just to let you know.
Well,
mine says this meeting is being recorded.
Perfect.
Okay,
wait.
good.
Felix, can you come off mute?
Hey there, what's going on? How's everybody doing?
Where's the music? Where's the music?
Wait, Felix, do we have Mad Stuntman coming today?
Yes, he should be logging on any minute now.
Okay, so will you go ahead and play that video?
Yeah,
Wins after. We're going to play the video and then we'll take wins. I want to encourage you all to invite your friends and share the link, because this is the last week that we're doing things like this where the public come and join us. All right. We'll still have some opportunities, but welcome, Alicia. And we're going to watch this video to set the frame for who we're talking to today. And I want you to know that song, I Like to Move It, Move It, that's Mad Stuntman. That's who's coming on. All right. So you want to make sure your other founder friends are on. Enjoy the proximity.
You know, I almost sang that. I almost sang that when I came on. When I was doing like this, that's what I was singing in my head. I like to move it. I like to move it. So that is amazing, because I never knew the name of the person who made that song.
Oh, it's awesome. So awesome.
Here we go.
Go mute everybody except for
DJ Sama Security.
1, 2, 3, here. 1, 2, 3, here.
Baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Baby bum bum me just go mad. We are go baby bum bum make us go mad. Ready for some more? Are you ready for some more? Are you ready for some more? Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to feel it. Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to feel it. Are you ready for some more? 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 Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to feel it. Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to feel it. Are you ready for some more? 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 Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to feel it. Cause you know I want to feel it, and you know I need to. DJ Sama, Jungle.
¡Ja! Ya tú sabes que está el negrito del Swing Magic One con mi gente de Real to Real en a reggae Spanish style all the time. Sabor latino, ya tú sabes aquí. Sabrosura. Sí. Tell them, say, road boy, you know. You think no, you think go, tell them, go, tell them, go. Tell them, go, tell them, go, tell them, go. Put me foot, me race off a toe. You must see a man, that's all I know. But man, will protect no. English politics in a limbo. reggae disco.
Hey, one go.
So dance among and let yourself
Step up,
rip into real soul.
step up.
Represent to uno. Mi mami dame to cuerpo.
Si está bueno.
No segundo. Bonita, señorita.
Pa' la pista.
Como mueves la cintura.
Meneando con sabrosura.
Girl, I love your hips all over.
Mami, tú sabes que yo te adoro.
Lift you up from head to shoulder.
Todo el mundo va con el coro.
Body like this. Move your body like that. Move your body like this. Move your body like that.
Move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. All girls all over the world. Original man, stunt man, pon your case, man. I love how all girls are move them body. And when you move your body, wanna move it nice and sweet and sexy. Alright? Woman, you cute. I don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want me fat, mother. Woman, you cute. I don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want me fat, mother. Woman, physically fit. Physically fit. Physically. Woman, physically fit. Physically. Woman, you nice, sweet, fantastic. Bitch up on the ocean, not a big Titanic. Woman, you nice, sweet, fine, energetic. Bitch up on the ocean, not a big Titanic. Woman, you nice, sweet, fantastic. Bitch up on the ocean, not a big Titanic. Woman, you nice, sweet, fine, energetic. Bitch up on the ocean, not a big Titanic. Come on, I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it.
DJ Summer.
There you go.
That was so fun. All right, come on camera, DJ Sama. Did you hear who that was? DJ Sama. All right.
Well, I put together the little video collage there
No, I
for
love
Mad
it.
Stuntman. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So let's go ahead and do some quick wins. It's 11:11 here. I want you to come on camera. If you can come on camera, let's go ahead and stream. And let's take about 5 minutes of wins, and then we're gonna jump in. All right, we're gonna jump in. Quick wins, come on. All right, Alora, and I want to see some of you who haven't been sharing in a while. Go ahead, Alora.
Well, just this morning, I invited a woman to something I'm doing here, a movie premiere of my movie, and she's in Ghana. And I said, oh goodness, I got to talk to you about the Africa DIVA Network, and she's coming back soon, and she's like me, she's a mover shaker woman, and she's a diva. So I'm excited to bring her in.
So amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, Alora. Gorgeous. All right, let's hear another win. Ruth, let's hear a win from you. Come on. All we do is win-win. Yes.
Hi, good morning. I think I'm kind of new in a DIVA network, but I'm so excited to be part of this network. I noticed every time I join, something changes and my mindset is changing in a positive way. So I feel like this is the right place I've been looking, and I can't wait to see myself, what I'm becoming. I'm already talking to my friends about it, and they are excited. They want to join and experience what I'm experiencing. So this is a good place to be, guys. I'm so fired up and excited. Yay.
I love it. All right, Michelle, let's hear it.
Well, I got two big wins. First of all, the festival is tomorrow and Friday. Got great speakers, everything happening. Secondly, I am coming to Florida.
Oh, yay!
Those
Yay!
of you who don't know, we have a premiere and press party for the Dining Empire happening in March in Fort Lauderdale. We have Fubu TV, Jeff Hoffman, lots of other celebrities, lots of DIVA members, DIVA Network members. And so Michelle will be joining us and all that, which is the vision of Join the Divas, that we don't go alone, we bring you with us. So I'm
We're bringing it down. We're driving down, and then it worked out perfectly because yours is the 3 days. The next 3 days, I got to go watch my daughter at nationals in Orlando.
Whoop, whoop. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, Justine.
Well, as you know, we had the Taste Awards, and I got to be with the divas in California. Again, I got to meet Christine. I mean, this was a huge win. It was fun, and it was fire. And David Ochoa, who dressed us, I mean, he poured me into some fabulous red gown, and it was amazing. And using some of the tools that we are doing in here with all the collaborative posts and getting on, and people are asking me to go to coffee, and directly related to what we're doing. And Carissa even talked about, the DIVA Network from the podium. And so everyone's hearing about it. And I just feel like the energy is, again, like when we are together. And I'm sorry, I can't be. My other win is that I'm doing my Costa Rica retreat in about a week and a half. So, and it's my first one. And so next year, maybe we all get to go on retreat together. So big win. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. And that's so key. You're going to see this compound. And I know you've already been seeing the compounding results in your life, but when you start to really live in community and collaboration as a way of being, and the ahas start opening even more, it's in every little thing. It's not just what happens here in this room, but what happens in this room expands outside of, and it's something you've got to condition for, because it's not mainstream, right? Mainstream is keep your attention elsewhere, keep you busy, keep you distracted, keep you isolated and grinding. That's the way that mainstream runs, but it's only through collaboration and connection that you get these, leaps. So awesome. Sean Osborne is entering the building. I told him you want to come in here for this. We're going to be doing something April 10th in Houston or Galveston, a filming. So, and then we're going to have a little mastermind. I like this casual flow. I love it, Sean. More of this, more of this. I love the, elevated corporate vibe too, but I love the casual flow. Okay, Kim.
All right. I just want to thank you all for ruining every other Zoom I ever get on, because it's so boring now. And everything seems so tedious every time we get on someone else's Zooms. We have literally changed the way that Ed and I do our Zooms, because it's so much more fun, and it is actually, more productive to do it this way, and to, really push people to do changing, and not just death by Zooms all the time. And so just want to thank you all for that.
I love it. I love it. And again, that's because you're not lurkers, you're participating. And I know you've been leading Zooms, but we can get in a rut. That's why we got to get out into other environments, rethink how we're doing things, raise the energy. We're not lurkers. We're people who participate. You're actively participating in your community. Okay, those of you who can come on camera, go ahead and come on to camera. We're about to kick it off. Felix, I'll let you intro our next guest. If we could spotlight me, Felix, we need our guest to come on camera so he can be spotlighted as well. And so those of you who don't know, let me give you a little story, because I wasn't on the day that Felix was here, but Felix and I met when I lived in Fort Lauderdale. Some of you have heard the story of me moving from LA to this penthouse on the beach with a maid and a chef and a company car. And that was an up level for my environment. It's why when I tell the story of how I drank out of goblets before jars that you can't see, it came from being there. And so Felix was working heavily in the music industry and was working with a designer as well. And we got to meet. And so that was a relationship that was back in 2005, 2006, maybe something
Early
like
2000, yeah.
Yeah, early 2000. And so just staying in connection, even though he's been doing his thing, I've been doing mine, you just never know when things are going to reemerge, right? And so Felix is now making his transition, keeping his feet in the musical space, but bringing other DJs, young artists up, as well as the mindset space and the what does it take to win. And musicians thrive in collaborations, and certainly DJs live in collaboration with the artists, with the listeners, with the whatever. And so it's just such a privilege and honor. I'm always going to point to relationship, right? Over everything. Your career may shift, technology shifts, the way you build your email list got blown away because Sean Osborne brought that to us. But how that happened is through relationship. And your fastest path to collapsing time is always going to be a who will open the door for you, who's going to point the way and share their mastery. So, Felix, I know you are an incredible human. People have got to experience your energy. I can't wait to be somewhere dancing with you, running stuff after you've pumped us up with some motivational teaching. So I'm going to pass it to you now to edify and introduce us to the Mad Stuntman. We can't wait. We want to move it like everybody. So cliche.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Adora. I'm humbled and grateful that that you think the world of me, because I think the world of you, and known you, like you said, for many years. Yeah, it's about the music, but it's also about the movement for me. Now I hear a calling for me to step into this type of space where it's personal greatness, and finding the best version of yourself. I really love the space. Obviously, I want to come into it as organic as possible. That's why I'm bringing the DJ Sama and friends component to it. You guys met Stevie B yesterday. Jody's going to be here tomorrow. But today it's all about a personal friend that I've been rolling with for a little while now. We've actually been in the studio quite a bit lately, working on new music. We have a brand new single that's out on Spotify now called Rise for Peace. Basically, that's a conscious record. I'll be honest with you, there's so many wars going on throughout the world, so much devastation, and we just feel that it's important for people to come together and work as one. So that's the premise of the song. It's about unity, it's about love, it's about having fun. So check it out. I'm going to play a little clip of it for you later on.
Sean, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, later. Okay, got it.
Towards the end. But right now, I mean, I don't even know how to intro this guy because he's got so many accolades. But Mad Stuntman is an incredible artist. He's responsible for the 90s movement. He's worked on songs like I Like to Move It, Move It, Are You Ready for Some More, with another group called Proyecto Uno. And they've had a string of hits as well. He's gone on to be bigger than he was in the 90s. I am so humbled to keep working with this young man. We've done quite a few shows here in Miami, over at Bayside, over at Cafe 27. He's also part of the group Real to Real. And you're going to hear a lot about how this man moves crowds right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies, make some noise for the one and only Mad Stuntman.
There we go.
Yes,
Dr. Inez came off.
yes.
All right. And you're muted, sir.
Take yourself off of mute, Stuntman. Unmute. Yeah, just there you go.
guys can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Divas likes to move it. Divas likes to move it. Divas likes to move it. You're like to move it. All divas all over the world. Original Mad Stuntman and DJ Sam up on your kids, man. Hello, ladies. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to be here. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, ladies, so much. I really appreciate the love. I always singing about women, all girls all over the world. And look, I'm in a chat room with a lot of beautiful women. That's what's up.
Oh, we need to get in a stadium with a lot of women. We got to stay connected. That's what's coming. So,
Oh yes, definitely. Count me in for that one. Thank you.
all right. We're going to hold you to that. So,
Okay.
let's mark this
She
time.
will. She will hold you.
Yes, yeah, I will. I'm not joking. Okay, so listen, we're so excited to have you here. I want you to know who's in the room so
Okay.
that you can share and who watches. So Diva to us is driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic sisterhood. And the men who support us are our divos, and they self-proclaim themselves divos. And they're amazing, incredible men like you who want to see that no, it's not us versus them. We're here in collaboration and partnership, and women do things a different way, right? So these are driven women that have businesses, men that have businesses, they have nonprofit organizations, and we gather the greatest successful people that we can find on the planet to share your story, your breakthroughs, what you see, what you're creating now. And we also know that when we understand you and your story, your music and everything you do hits differently if we align, right? So we love
Correct.
being able to get into the story. So tell us a little bit about you, the stuff we don't know. Of course, I see Disney cartoons in my head right now as soon as I hear your song, Pavlov's Dog. Now I'll hear divas like to move it, move it. But tell us a little bit like about you and you landing into that moment. And then I want to dig into stuff that maybe we haven't talked about.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm originally from Trinidad. I was born in Trinidad. You know, I came up to America. My parents brought me to America at age 10 years old, 1978. Came up to, Brooklyn. First place we lived in Brooklyn. And then my mother moved twice again, still in Brooklyn, but in Flatbush, more in Flatbush. I grew up in Flatbush. At a young teenage age, I got into, I never tell no one this really, but I dropped out of school at age 16 thinking that was the coolest thing to do. And later on, that is not the coolest thing to do, but I got into music, so I got away with it. Didn't have to graduate to be in school, which is, I would not let and tell any other young teenager that's the cool thing to do to drop out of school, because you got to stay in school. You got to learn how to count numbers when you start making money. Everything is about numbers. So that was a stupid thing to do, but it
what
was
I
successful
love
for me.
Well, what I love is that you said you don't usually tell people that, but so often our story has parts that we don't want people to see because we're afraid. But I love that you found a way to communicate it and like, hey, this is my path. It's not the recommended path, but this is my path. Amazing. And I will leave people time to ask and answer questions, but Sean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you right now. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. So at the teenager years, growing up in Flatbush, I grew up on Lenox and Flatbush, and I started listening to reggae music, Shabba Ranks and all of these Yellow Man and all of these different reggae music. I fell in love with it because in Trinidad is soca and calypso music from Trinidad. But since I'm living in America and hearing a different type of music that I fell in love with, I started learning more about the Jamaican culture and how to sing their songs. So I had was to learn how to speak Jamaican first before I even got into the song. And I had a friend, still have a friend that lives in Brooklyn, that we grew up together living in the same building. He used to live on the first floor, I'm on the second floor, and he had a DJ set. So we used to go on his set, DJ, and we used to, rap, chant. We call it chanting. Chanting is like DJing, not DJ as the disc jockey with DJ, but in Jamaican form, they call it DJ. So we would be DJing on the microphone and the vinyl would be playing, but there's no room of instrumental for us to, sing on. But we would concentrate on singing over the words and singing our own songs and not penetrating on the words that the record is actually saying. So to be creative, that's what we used to do, you know?
Wow, that's really cool. You know, we have a mastermind with Jeff Hoffman, the founder of Priceline, and he also created those kiosks that you check in at the airport in Trinidad in July coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
coming up. Yeah, Jimmy's going, how do we do that with Mad Stuntman there? But so what I'm hearing is that the music really called you because it was a little different. And
Yes.
you learned a whole new language just to be able to participate more deeply with this music.
Yeah.
And then you had this friend. And so chanting it's like talking or rhyming over,
Yeah.
yes, or
Yes. Rhyming. Yeah.
rhyming over the music. So you would kind of suppress the other music so that you could practice this. Okay,
Yeah.
incredible. So
Correct.
it started very early and with a friend that you're still friends with. And then what happened? How did you break into the industry?
So that in my, people, my friends would come up on the street and say, "Stuntman, sing." I would sing. I would not hesitate because I would tell them, "Listen, I'm a singer. I'm a singer. I want to be famous one day." So I would come up and say, "DJ Summer, since you tell me you could sing, sing." And he don't sing. That's not the person I am. If you tell me to sing, I'm going to start rapping right there on the spot for you. So
You know
before I
that's
used to,
coming. You know that's coming again, right? You know you just told us that. You know that's
yeah.
coming. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
I would love to. So in the neighborhood, I used to sing and I also used to cook because I remember at a small age, on my 14th birthday, I asked my mom if she could bake me a cake, and she didn't have the time. She was busy. She couldn't bake the cake, so I watched her and I learned how to, cook and bake by watching her. So that's the way I started learning to cook. So back then, I used to take $2 and go to the meat store and buy some chicken because already in the house have seasoning and all of that stuff. So I used to cook food and go and sell to the barbershops that used to cut my hair. So when I go to the barbershop and sell my food, I would be singing in the barbershop while I'm getting my hair cut. And the barber is from Panama. His name is Rogelio. He introduced me to El General. So he was like, "I have someone for you to meet, Stuntman." And it was El General because he see the drive in me. He see I wanted it. So he direct El General to me. So when I met General say, "Stuntman, I love you. I like what you're doing. I have a number for you to call." So he gave me the number of DJ Eric Morello, rest in peace. So I was to call Eric. Eric was living in New Jersey. It cost me $2 to call New Jersey to Eric, but I would take the $2. I was like, ah, man, I can make some money real quick. I used to take the $2 and go and buy food again and to sell to the barbershops $10 a plate of food. And I used to make my money that way.
How
And
old were
Hannah,
you when you did that? How old were you when you did that?
I was 20.
20. That's so awesome. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we're the dining empire. That's why there's a fork.
yeah,
But now
yeah,
we love food just like you.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I was 25 years old. I was 25.
Okay.
Yeah. And then El General left and went on tour again. And he came back to the barbershop. And he said, "Stunt man, did you call the number I tell you to call, loco?" I said, "No, man, I didn't get to call him." So he said, "Okay, I'm going to give you the number again. Call him. Call this guy, loco. You need to call him." So I said, "Okay, I'm going to call him." So I finally called Eric, spoke to him. He gave me the directions to New Jersey. I took the train from Brooklyn, went to Manhattan, jumped on the shuttle bus, went to New Jersey. I met Eric Morello at his mother's and grandmother's home, and he had a studio in the basement. And when I got to the studio, he was playing dance music that I used to hear on the radio and were interested in, but didn't know anything about it because I was so much into the reggae. So when I heard the music playing, I told Eric, I said, "Man, I always wanted to put my reggae style to that kind of music." So he was like, "Really?" I said, yes. He was like, okay, go into the booth. Let me hear what you got. So when I went into the booth and I put the headphone on, I just started rapping. I started singing. The first song I did was Go On Move. Go on, move, make your body groove. And it was just only words for the song, but I had a different verse. I had a reggae verse because that time, not Sama, what's his name? Um, Hussein. Hussein. President Reagan was in power then, and Saddam Hussein was
I
in
was trying
power
to
as
think of a
well.
DJ, and so
Yeah,
my brain wasn't going there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. And I used to sing political about that, you know. And then Eric was like, "No, you don't have to sing. You don't have to sing that." He said, "The hook. Give me the hook, and I'm just sing the hook." And you could switch the words because I used to say, we are go bibbidi bum 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 Saddam, bibbidi bum 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 Saddam. Bush too slow, Emma move like woman. Who was the last president? The one Reagan. If it was Reagan, he would blow off him and he would blow off him foot and blow off him man and send him back to Iraq in a garbage pan. So when Eric heard that, he was like, son, man, I like what you're saying, but you could switch the words up because dance music is all about jazz and all different type of elements in the dance. So I switched up the words to we are go bibbidi bum 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 make house go mad. We are go bibbidi bum 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 make jazz go mad. So make house music go mad, make jazz music go mad. So Eric liked it that, and he said, "Stuntman, keep saying it over and over." And I'm in the booth. We are go bibbidi bum 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 make house go mad, bibbidi bum 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 make jazz go mad, bibbidi bum 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 make house go mad, bibbidi bop, bibbidi bop, bibbidi bop, bibbidi bop. Go on, move. Make your body groove. So imagine I'm singing Guan, move, make your body move. But on the actual vinyl itself, it says go on, move. But what I sing is Guan, move in Jamaican style. So for the Americans to understand what I'm saying, it says go on, move on the label. If you really check it out when you listen to it again. Look at the label, you're gonna see go on, move, and listen to what I'm saying. Guan, move. Yeah.
You know
That
what?
a lot of people don't know.
Well, first of all, your voice comes from really deep, and it's so cool and so very unique to witness live. So I'm so glad you're demonstrating with that. The other thing is, I hope you all are hearing that it was a who. He was talented, he was doing the things, but it was a who that stood for him and came back now in mentorship role, even saying, call him. Same
Yes.
thing with the music. It was a who that could have said, he just doesn't have it. Great talent, but the lyrics are off. But instead gave some counsel. Hey, let's
Yes.
change it like this. Why? It's more universal. It'll be adopted
Yes.
in the clubs. It'll so it was a who. That's why
Yeah.
no matter how talented you are, community, and it doesn't
That's
matter
right.
AI, technology, it's always going to be a who. And so we need to aspire to be that kind of who, but also to be open and in proximity with people. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
Yeah.
Felix,
And then that record came out as a single, but it was more of the single being just a hook with just the music and just a hook. That's it. And we used to go around in different clubs and promote it and stuff and promote it in different clubs around, New Jersey, not really Brooklyn, but more in New Jersey because New Jersey is the house music vibe and everything, all the love from house music. And we used to go to Chicago and go to these places that have all this house music vibe. Brooklyn has it, but Brooklyn didn't really catch it yet. Unless you're into it, that's how you're gonna know. Because most of the West Indians is not into dance music. Is if you're into dance music, it's like a different, you got to be introduced to it. And they wasn't understanding the type of music that you would go out and just have fun. It's just fun music. You're dancing, you're free, you know? And then when I had moved to New Jersey. Eric moved me to New Jersey to be closer because I said, Eric, I don't have nothing going on for me. I just have a young baby, just born, like 2 months old. And he said, okay, I'm gonna move you to New Jersey. So they moved me in this a complex. It's um Galaxy Towers. If you know Galaxy Towers in New Jersey on West Boulevard, overlooking New York City, those 3 buildings that look alike, he moved me in one of those buildings. Tower 2. I was living in Tower 2. I was seeing all of this expensive stuff, and I was like, I felt rich at the time, you know? I didn't know where the money was coming from, but I got rich, you know, just being there, having a 3 bedroom for me and my girlfriend at the time with my son. It felt good. So I know I had to put in hard work. Nothing comes easy. The next record, Eric called me to come to the studio. I went to the studio and he was playing the music for I Like to Move It. It wasn't the name I Like to Move It yet. I'm just telling you so you know that's what it is.
Oh, we're getting the story. It's so
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So he started playing. He said, "Son, man, I got another track for you to write to." I said, "All right, Eric." I said, "But this time I'm gonna add verses to this song. I'm not gonna just add just hooks. I want verses because I'm listening to the beat and it was playing dun, 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 dun. You know how I like to move it go. And then I was like, okay, I like this one. I like this one. So I was like, went into the booth and I started saying, woman you cute, and you don't need no makeup, original cute body, you want make man mother. And I was going into a different verse, different lyrics and stuff. So Eric was like, stuntman, I love what you're saying. But you know, in dance music, you can repeat what you're saying. You don't have to say a whole bunch of words. You can repeat what you're saying. But I had already had a song. So I was like, okay, it was a women's song. The song is about women. It's a women's anthem. You're beautiful without any makeup. All women beautiful without makeup. You know, you understand? But you can wear makeup and go out and look pretty, but that's our aunts and that's our mothers, you know, and our big adult sisters and cousins and stuff. But when you're young, and we used to go walk on up and down Flatbush Avenue looking for women to get the most numbers, me and my friends. That's how the song came along. So Eric said, you can repeat whatever you want to repeat, is all up to you. So as soon as I went into the booth, I was like, all girls all over the world. Original man, stuntman, for the case, man. I love how girls move them body. How when you move your body, want to move it nice and sweet and sexy. All right? Eric said, wow, I like that. I'm going to keep that.
Yeah, what I love is that a lot of times when you hear an artist sing, their voice is so much different by the time it's all processed, but you're right off, like right on. It sounds exactly like they just added a little music in the background. That is amazing. I don't know where that came from. God blessed you with something supernatural that then you dialed in on, but that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
and now
I want to make a note.
we'll keep talking. Yeah.
I want to make a note real quick before we forget. He also has a documentary on Prime Video and Tubi, I believe. Stuntman, what's the title to the Stuntman documentary that you have out now?
Move It, the Real to Real documentary.
Okay.
Okay, so
and
you can check out the whole story.
Yeah,
you can check out the whole story.
Felix, always any links that you want to live with these things that we're doing.
Yeah, I'll put it on the chat. Yeah, I will. I'll put it on the chat.
You put them in the chat with JKN, and she'll put it in school as well. So it won't just be in this chat. It'll live forever and be very accessible. All right, let's
awesome.
You got it.
So I think what's important too, Stuntman, let everyone know how the magic happened where I Like to Move It became the Madagascar theme anthem.
But I love this part. I mean, don't y'all like knowing that beautiful women everywhere and hollering on Flatbush? Is what inspired that first line. I mean, that was really, I mean, now I'm thinking of the song differently. It's amazing. Okay. Keep going.
Because I used to, me and my friends used to walk down Flatbush Avenue and say, all right, today we're going to see who could get the most girls and call them up later on. And we would walk up and down and talk nice to the girls and get their numbers. Some of them be flirting around and everything. So that gave me the idea to say, woman, you're cute, and you don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man mother because you're physically physically. That's me going after the girls, and they playing hard to get.
Oh,
So I'm
that's a
chasing the
line
girls.
that is a line from heaven. You don't need any makeup. Every girl wants to hear
Yeah.
that. That is,
Yeah.
yes, right on. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So that's how the whole thing came about. And then when that song came out, I got $1,000 for that song. Like when I signed up with Eric Morello with Double Platinum Production and Strictly Rhythm Records, they gave me $1,000. I felt like the richest person in the world because I never had $1,000 before. And when I signed the contract, I didn't have a manager. Who's
Yeah.
going to have a manager getting $1,000? What a lawyer you're gonna get? So the contract Eric gave me was a 50-50 contract. I was lucky to get a 50-50 contract with him producing and I'm writing the songs. And when the songs came out and everything, I like to move it just took off. It just blew out of the, it just came out. It came out on my birthday, 2 days after my birthday. I was so happy. My birthday's January. It came out like 2 days after that in January. And I was running, telling all my friends, hey, my song is playing on the radio. And with me telling my friends, Jamaican friends that I grew up with, they didn't take me seriously. They was telling me, oh, that ain't no real song. You got to sing reggae music. We into reggae music. That's not no real song. But when the song blew up, they came to me and asked me for an autograph. So, man, can I have an autograph for my sister, for my niece, and this and that? But I didn't argue with them because I know they didn't get a chance to know and learn new music. You can't be scared to dance to other people's music that you don't understand. Because people is dancing to your music they don't understand. You know, so the way how I would speak Jamaican, I would speak Jamaican clearly enough so an American could understand when I speak with them. And even when they ask a question, I would explain to them, well, this word means this and that word means this. So I like to move it is the anthem for women, beautiful without any makeup. And I use two different voices. I use my regular voice and I use my favorite voice, what we call the Cookie Monster voice, which
Let's
is the
hear it.
deep voice,
Let's hear it. Show us
Yeah.
what you do.
So this is it. This is the Cookie Monster voice. To move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. The regular voice is, oh, girls all over the world. Woman, you're cute. And you don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man mother. But when I get back to the hook, it's the Cookie Monster. I like to move it, move it. So a lot of people used to think it's two different people on the record, but it's only one guy, the Mad Stuntman.
Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, so then how did it transition, like Felix took us to earlier? How did it end up in Madagascar? What was that magic? How did that alter you?
Okay, before we get there, I signed to Eric Morello, Double Production and Strictly Rhythm in 1993, early 1992 to 93. When the song took off and everything, 2 albums after, 1997, me and Eric Morello part ways. I never really tell anyone really, unless you watch the documentary and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you here. We depart ways because when Eric and I started, he just met me as an artist. He didn't really take the time to get to know me as a person, a personal friend, to know me and respect me as a personal friend. Just an artist, you can work with somebody and don't know anything about them and all. They just come into the studio working and leaving, working and leaving, working and leaving. That's it. But I had a person. You got to know me personal. Once you get to know me personal, we can have a better friendship. 1997. I had came back from South. We did a tour in South Africa, the UK was our home base because we were also signed to Positiva EMI Records. And traveling from South Africa, the hot weather, back into the UK where it's hot, and back into New York, New Jersey where it's also hot, I was exhausted and went to the hospital, Palisade Hospital, and the doctors was telling me that I was dehydrated because of the situation traveling. And Eric had gotten a phone call that same evening. I think it was a show in Helsinki. And he was telling me, Stuntman, we have a show. You have to get on the plane today and go and do the show. I was like, Eric, I'm in the hospital. I'm sick. I'm not feeling well. He was like, Stuntman, you need to go and get on the show. His voice started changing. He started getting aggressive with me. And me, I never aggressive. Always doing my thing. When you meet me, I'm always calm, cool, and collective. But when you raise your voice at me, and I'm at the hospital, the doctor spoke with him and told him this man cannot travel. What's the sense traveling to go do a show and something happened to me and I can't get to do the show? You know? I'm in the hospital already. So he started screaming at me, Stop, man, you better go to do the show. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I said, Eric, I am not, you know, now I got angry, profanity started coming out. I said, Eric, if you want to do the show, go do the show. You go do the show because you don't care nothing about me. I said, also, do me a favor. Release me from your contract and let Strictly Rhythm release me from the contract. And when I said that to him, he was like, I'll make sure that you never do another show. Nobody never hire you again. And that's when we departed ways from there. Because you got to know somebody personally. You got to care about my health. I'm in the hospital, for Christ's sakes. We don't have to go take that show. You know? Let them postpone the show or something till I get better to go. I get on the plane, get sick. God forbid what happens to me on the plane, being over there. You're going to be sorry? Who's going to be sorry for me? Because you can't just care about money. Yes, we all need money, but our health comes first. You
Yeah,
know?
not just our health, our humanity. And
Yeah.
Batman, so you know, and here we're rethinking community. We just opened in Africa. We're opening in the Latin markets next, and we're as a community rethinking community. And this is a community of high achievers and performance based, like we have to remind ourselves sometimes there's more to life than performance and achieving and taking care of others. So this is a really important lesson because when you get momentum and all performance and outcomes, but you lose connection to the human, to the person, to the relationship, big things happen like this. Like in one moment, that validated to you. You're so right. You see me take a drink out of my jar when you said dehydrated. I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
Drink. But in that moment when the doctor was talking, and he was probably in what that was going to cost him, that you didn't show up, and he was so into his own cost and outcome that he had no connection to you, which then had you go, you don't care about me, you don't know me, you don't value my health, which that's what he was demonstrating. And in that moment, it's done. And he's heated. He's like, yes, it's done. And a relationship, years of working together and succeeding, out the door because of lack of connection. That happens as marriages. It happens with our children. Happens in business if we don't watch it. So I just wanted to kind of post up there for a moment so that we can all take in human, purpose, people over all the other things. People first, relationship first, human to human first. And yes, we still perform, we excel and all that, but human first. That's really, you're welcome, Lorna. Thank you. Okay. So back to you. Then what happened? It was never going to work again, according to him. And then
never going to work again. It's been sketchy, not getting shows and whatnot, but, we separate our ways. I started recording myself, being in the studio and speed up. From that, he didn't have no contact with me to speak to me. Strictly Rhythms, I mean, they had contact, but they was not speaking to me because him being angry for all this time that I left him like that. I left him, we were in the second album. The third single from the second album was to be released, and it couldn't be released because I left. So 2005, the DreamWorks contacted the record company. They didn't contact me. They contacted the record company, and they did Madagascar, whatever with the Madagascar. No one called me on the phone and told me they did anything with Madagascar. I get to find out that they did a deal with Madagascar from a friend of mine watching TV, and he saw the commercial of Madagascar with the song "I Like to Move It" from Madagascar playing, and
Wow.
call me on the phone and said, "Stop, man, do you know your song is in the movie?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know it's in the movie." I'm not going to tell them I don't know it's in the movie. I got to tell them, "Yeah, I know it's in the movie." And then I made a phone call to Eric and I said, "How come you never told me that, the song is in the movie? I know we're not on terms, but you still got to stay in contact with me. You still have to pay me royalties when they do come into you." He was just this angry person and carried the feelings all those years, not speaking to me. I was to contact the record company itself. And it was just too much for me as a person, like growing up my kids, But again, I was happy that Madagascar came out because I went to the movie theater and I sat down quietly and I'm watching the movie. The only thing I said to myself, I want to see how King Julian is singing my song. He's singing the hook and the words. Nobody ever gotten the words. They only know the hook. And nobody never gotten the words. So I sat down in the movie theater and the part came in with King Julian singing, "Oh, don't move it." And I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening to the words when he said, "Oh, something all over the world." I said, "Wow, that's me." I'm saying this to myself and I'm looking and I'm happy, full myself with joy. Tears coming down my eyes in silence, full my eyes with joy. And I said, even though I'm not a part of the production, the team anymore, the world is still going to remember me for what I've done, you know, and to see it actually in a cartoon with Sasha Baron. He's the one that voice is King Julian, and most people know him as Borat, but his name is Sasha Baron Cohen. He's the actual voice of King Julian. And I never met him. He did a great job, and that's how Madagascar came about. And they used the song 3 times in Madagascar 1, Madagascar 2, and Madagascar 3.
Now I have a desire to figure out you guys meeting each other. And like as a connector, I can't help that. I'm like, okay, all the people I know in film. So we got to work on that in the background. So a couple things. One, everybody is saying how much they're learning right here about people, about persistence, about vision, about impact, and also just thank you for your generosity and sharing what was going on behind the scenes. As you know, we live in a world where people see the success and then they count themselves out when they're losing or feel like they're losing or failing more than they're winning. But the reality is the rocket that makes it up is 90% of the time off track, right? You only need a little bit of on track. And so it's very generous when you share the breakdowns, because then people can normalize it and normalize, hey, I've got greatness in me as well, and breakdown is part of it, right? So thank you so much for that generosity. I do want to be able to open up the room for questions. So those of you who have questions, raise your emoji hand. I invited Sean on, so we'll highlight him to ask a question. But I want to do 2 other things. I want to allow you to share with the room anything that you want when you think of impact and people that are here to make an impact. They're here for the, betterment of the planet. as well as the things that you want us to check out. I know we're going to have links for that. We're all going to watch the documentary. I'm going to try to get you in Trinidad. I think you guys should show up in Florida, Felix, at the premiere party, the press party. And then we'll open it for questions. So anything else you want to share with the room?
Yes, I would like to let the room know that when the song came out in 1993, 1994, it sold over 3 million copies of I Like to Move It, Move It. You know, it was very successful when it came out. When the song came out, we had was to fly to England to do 22 shows and MTV, and it was amazing doing those shows. You know, I've been taught how to conduct an interview if asking questions, you know, and if it's more than one interview, I learned how to give each interview the spicy things about how I got into the music differently, but it's the same way, but it's just tell each one of them differently. So everyone can have their exciting story about the Mad Stuntman. I got my name Stuntman from a TV series called The Fall Guy with Lee Majors, the Bionic Man, the $6 Million Man. Remember that series? I love that show. But also he does the TV series called The Fall Guy. He does his own stunts as a stuntman in that TV series. And that's where I got my name Stuntman from. The Mad Stuntman, the Mad I put in front of the Stuntman is my friends used to dare me to talk to girls. So I would just go and talk to girls, not hesitant to do it. So that's where the Mad come from. And the Mad is just the accent of letting you know, I am that one, the Mad Stuntman. Now I'm a Mad Stuntman in not doing stunts like jumping out of a helicopter or any crazy stuff like that. But I'm a musical stuntman. If I'm writing a song, I'm doing a stunt. If I'm singing it in the studio, I'm doing a stunt. If I'm performing on stage, I'm doing a stunt. So I'm a musical stuntman, not a real stuntman. I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of heights, you know?
Well, a couple of things. So we have lots of people that do go on podcasts, on stages. So there was another thing you could glean. He's sharing about himself, but how could you be prepared to share your story and spice up what you know in different ways so that everybody has their own unique experience or version of what you're doing? And then the other part is this alter ego and where it came from and how you live into that and walk in that, pulling from childhood courage, being able to go talk to women. And my daughter, 2 years ago, they called it Riz. You know, we used to call it game, then it's called Riz.
Yeah.
I think it's out of style already to say
Yeah.
Riz, but taking that childhood courage with the level of what you're doing with your music and entertainment. So I promised I would ask you to sing on the spot. So we're going to do that before we open. But I want one more thing before we open for questions. What do you think has been the most important key to your success?
The most important key to my success is my fans. The people that go out there and buy your music, buy your record, they love you. You have to respect them. You have to respect the people that's going out and spending their hard-earned money to buy your record, want to see you, want to touch you, want to embrace you. They are very important because you can't go sing in an arena or a club and there's no one there. Who are you going to sing to? There's no one. When those people come, that's where the energy comes in. They give me the energy, I give them back the energy. It's all about love, making them happy, having them sing with you. My fans is my golden award. My fans, now I call them my family because they go out there and put food on my table so I can eat and feed my family. So my fans are my family. We all have to work together, the DJs, the artists, everyone that comes together, because in a record company, it has different departments of people working on your record. I did my part, but they also did their part in letting the record go out there and promote it and spend the money for this and do everything else. So everyone has a part to play. I respect I respect Eric Morello, rest in peace, because without him and his friends, we would not be here today, be it introduced. I never ever not mentioned how I got started. How I got started, it starts from the barbershop. It starts from El General introducing me to Eric Morello, because I had no idea that the record I did with Eric would have done today. I had no clue. I just know I had to go in and work hard and do what I have to do. But my fans are my greatest grace besides God, that's making everything possible and happy for me. My fans, I love my fans. I really do. My first award I got was in Holland. I got many awards, record plaques everywhere else in England and the UK, but I always cherish the first one that got put in my hands. I was nominated for an award, MTV Award, and that's the greatest feeling, that people just embracing you with great music. When the plane landed in the airport, all the fans are screaming. I seen fans fainted when I'm singing. My biggest crowd of people in 1994 was in Moscow, Russia, St. Petersburg, Russia. I had 500,000 people out there cheering on me, performing. The greatest gift of all was the fans, and I would never let my fans down. I would never, ever let my fans down.
So amazing. It's making me think of when we opened in Africa, we learned a phrase called Ubuntu. I am because you are, and you are because I am because we are. And it also reminds me of Sean, who takes his email community and he's like, this is they feed my family. I take care of them. I only give value. So before we have Sean ask a question and kick off the questioning, thank you so much for that. We're ready for you to.
Thank you.
Are you ready to sing for us? You said I'm always.
Yes. I'm excited.
Let's go.
What song you want me to sing? I like to move it.
You surprise us. You sing what you want to sing.
Okay. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You're like to
move it.
Okay. I'm gonna
They
start.
left me alone. Unmute, you guys. Unmute.
I'm gonna say it again.
Let's do it again.
I'm gonna say it again. You have to work with me. You have to work with me. So I need everyone to reply back. Move it. All right. Let's go one more time. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You're like to
move it.
Move it.
Gangs all over the world. I'm looking at man stuck man for the case, man. I love girls that move their body. And when you move your body, you move it nice and sweet and sexy. All right? Woman, you cute. And you don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man with a woman, you cute. And you don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man with a woman, physically fit. Physically fit. Physically. Woman, physically fit. Physically fit. Physically. Woman, you nice, sweet, fantastic. Big tip on the ocean that a bit tight and they come on the nice, sweet, and energetic. Big tip on the ocean that a bit tight and they come on the nice, sweet, fantastic. Big tip on the ocean that a bit tight and they come on the nice, sweet, and energetic. Big tip on the ocean that a bit tight and they come on. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. Move. Make your body groove. Run. Move. The funky groove. Woman, original man, stunt man, a Trinidadian. Have no style, have no pattern. All of the girls, why your corporation? Run the university and from the nation. Now that Sonia, Jackie and Karen. Body look good, them a wine, them matam. In America, Canada, and England. Move your body, girl, you better move it in a motion. Woman, you cute, you a dance combination. All over the world, all over the nation. Body look sweet, you a wine, them matam. Winter, spring, summer, or autumn. Up and down in a motion. Love it. it so much, it give me commotion. Like them hips, curves and pattern. Whatever the girl so quan, move. Make your body move. Your thing go. Talanto, talanto, talanto. Talanto, talanto, talanto. Put me where sapato. Como see a man, that's all I know. Man stunt man with proyecto. English man mix in a limbo. Reggae disco and guanco. So dance around and let yourself step up with real to real show. Step up with proyecto uno. Minima made to cuerpo.
He's showing off for the ladies. That's what he's doing. He's showing
Well,
off for the
we
ladies.
love it. And Felix, we need to talk about Trinidad and the Jeff Hoffman because, you know, we filmed that and it goes on Apple, Google, Prime, all of that. And I know we've already got visions of you being with us. So if it's not July, we got to do something. That was amazing. Thank you for
Thank you.
Absolutely.
your energy.
Thank you so much.
He's a hell of a showman, definitely.
You both are. Let's
Thank
go,
you.
Sean.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
How you doing, Sean? What's up, Sean?
Good. How are you doing, man? I'll tell you this. I cannot even think fast enough to rap. It just, I listen to, I love rap. It's one of my favorite things to listen to, but it's like, I am always just in awe. It's like, I cannot think that fast, let alone to speak that fast. And it's just, it's
Thank you.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah, so Sean is one of the people, so both of you know that, I don't know if you've heard of John Maxwell or maybe
No.
Oz Seven. Okay, well, he's one of the people that has had an incredible corporate environment, an incredible resilience story, and then in a couple of years built an email list of now over 200,000 people that are all about learning and growing, and he did it on like $5 a day to begin with. And so a lot of really big names are calling on him to teach them how to do that. And he built that list so he could impact more people. But because people like me and Lorna were like, tell us how you did that, he's very genuine.
Yeah.
And he taught us here in the DIVA
Right.
Network, and is an incredible person to know, and one of our favorite men who support women, and so has a big audience himself. So great connection for you guys.
Wow.
Moving
Thank
in
you.
that wanna. So Sean, what's your question?
So my question, so there's a lot of similarities between us kind of growing up, and so I didn't leave school. I was voluntold to leave school at 15. They were like, Sean, school, this just is not for you. It's time for you to move on and leave, get out. And my question is, do you think that you would be where you are today without having that adversity that you went through? Because I don't think I would be anywhere near I am today if I hadn't left school and it's not because of school, it's just because of where I was mentally. It's like I had to have that that pain, that stuff that I went through in order to get where I am. So do you think that helped develop who you are and where you are now?
I think if I didn't choose music, I probably would be cooking, but being dropped out of school, I probably would have went back and tried to get my GED or try to graduate or something like that. So, things work different because God always have a plan for you. Even though when you have a plan, God is the one that's directing you and making things happen for you, So we got to say amen to that. But your question is a very, very great question, I had no clue that I would have been in this position right now with one of the world's biggest songs for 32 years playing on the radio nonstop. I'm thankful for it, and I had no clue that I would have been here right now.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. And you're right. Like God puts in place a plan that's meant for you, is what I'm hearing is your answer, and that you wouldn't be who you are without those experiences. And that's part of understanding our path and making peace with it, is that our experiences, God's directing it, but setting it up and setting up the trajectory if we choose it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. And thank you, Mad Stuntman. Felix, do you want to run questions since I pretty much took over this whole thing?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you did an amazing job, directing the interview, Adora. So kudos goes out to you. When I invited Stuntman to be on this platform and be with you guys, with you ladies today, he was like, "Summer, what are we doing? Where are we going? What's this all about?" And I piecemealed it to him and explained to him a little bit because there's so much synergy in what he does for the masses at his nightclubs, his concerts, and all of that stuff to what the personal development space is like. They need motivational music. They need motivational people that have great souls, that have great energy to step into that arena. And he's a perfect fit. And I'm going to be working with him so that we can formulate some music that really coincides with uplifting people and making them be more movers and motivators of their own being. So, I just, there's a method behind my madness.
Well,
And it's
no,
come,
and let me add
yeah,
to that so that I
yeah,
help pump that is that really, and I'm going to go from my own beliefs. We've had people up here that they all come from different backgrounds, right? My awakening was through Christ. I'm very expanded Christian, believe in quantum physics and all of that. But in the Christian faith, in the beginning was the word. And so when God spoke light, now it exists. The globe is sound, right? Everything at its base is sound. When you break anything down, it's broken down into cones of sound, right? And so that's why the sounds move us. Move it, like no one owns that more than you do.
Yeah.
It's so important what we speak, what we listen to, how we move, and thoughts only get you so far. The music and the way the music moves you, and then we take those thoughts and try to articulate, it's very powerful. And so we're getting lots of voices, and music puts us right back into memories, into emotional states. So we do need, in my opinion, what you're visioning, which is people that can really move our bodies and move our emotional states to align, because it is in that fun and that freedom and in a positive place that is taking you where you want to go. It's from that space that we create the most, right? And that we align. And so we do need that, not just sitting in conference rooms and fluorescent lights, but experiencing, dancing, tasting, moving. And there is an incredible space for guys like you that can, that can mix those mediums so that we're going to these transcendental places. It's why church works so well with the worship that breaks up all the mud and gets us out of our head, and then boom, you're ready to receive, those states. So I echo anything I can do to help bring that into existence. And Felix, I've got a lot of connection in the self-development space specifically. We're ready for that. And we need it because we're getting too much talking and data. Like we love the talking, but the music moves that emotional state and anchors it in.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Let's make that happen. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, I'm going to let you run the question part, Felix. I'm going to go off. My dog's ringing the bell. I'm going to come right back.
Well, do you have ladies that want to ask questions?
Yeah, they're up, and JKN will drop them in. So all you do is say, okay, Dr. Andrea, what's your question? All right, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Ms. Johnson, do you have a question?
Yes. First of all, I want to thank you. Hi, I want to thank you, Felix, for this wonderful week, for everything you are providing for us, not only on the business side, but on the personal level, all the growth. And thank you, Adora, for connecting, and Jimmy and Ali, because it's all about connection. And I really enjoy this talk. My question is, and I guess you may also touch base on this question, Felix, because I don't know if it was you or if it was him who said about all the wars that are going on, and how we need, a movement, unity, and peace. And he mentioned that he has been to Africa before. I would like to to listen a little bit about his experience in Africa. We have an African launch from our Divas movement. So I would like first to know about his experience in Africa and how he sees the opportunity now in this context to connect and this city and even use the music and the movement to bring peace where we have all this war nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, great. So Stuntman, go ahead and give them your experience in Africa, and then I'll play a little piece of Rise for Peace so that they can see the correlation of what the song means to us and why we put it out there.
Okay, when I went in the early 90s, when the song first came out, we went to South Africa on tour. We were in South Africa, Johannesburg, Durban, and other cities. And we did, when I went to Africa, it was so beautiful because what we see on the news when we at home, all the bad parts about Africa, which it does happen, but when actually going there is something totally different. You see good people, you see friendly people. Every place like New York has their bad neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, people need help, you know? But when actually going there as an artist, as a performer, you know, it was such a good feeling that people treat you good with respect, you know? I don't know how they treat other people, but me as an artist, they treat us really well. And going back to South Africa in October to do a show with another artist, with a few artists, the welcoming was so nice. Everything was great. A lot of Black people working. You know, they had a Mexican restaurant, but guess what? In the Mexican restaurant, it's Black people working. They had an Italian restaurant, only Black people working in those restaurants. Was expecting to see an Italian person or Mexican person. It was only Black people working. It put a smile on my face, you know? It's something that you don't see in America like that. And most in an Italian restaurant, it have a few people working in there, but to actually see a whole staff of people working and following the menu and doing everything correctly, it was amazing to me. The people was awesome. They wanted to take me to the safari. I refused to go because I'm a big guy and the lions, you know, and the tigers, you know, they're not going to be chomping on me, you know. So that I refused to go, but it was such a beautiful experience that I want to go again. You know, it's a beautiful place.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I guess
absolutely
the important thing that
thank you.
So, Miss Abigail, how are you?
I am well, Felix. Thank you all for doing this stunt, man. Oh my gosh. So I
Yeah.
got up and I came in here this morning and that song was running through my head and I'm doing my thing. I had no idea you was going to be on here today. So look
Wow,
at
thank
God.
you.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. So two things. First of all, you gave me an amazing idea for something that I'm going to put out about how God protects us from the schemes of men. That's going to be something for the industry because you and the last two guests have just highlighted how people are out here scamming people who come with something to help and serve the world, and they're just doing all sorts of things. My question is, once you found out that it was in the movie, did you get paid? And did you get paid all your money?
Great question. Great question. When I found out it was in the movie, I got paid, but I know to myself, it was not the amount that I supposed to get. I had no lawyers to fight and ask for anything. They told me I could audit them, but where's the money going to come from to really audit the record company? You know? And then having the lawyers, if I get a lawyer, my lawyer is not going to fight their lawyer. Their lawyer are bigger than my lawyer. So I'm going to be wasting money and wasting time. But I know today I would not be living where I'm supposed to be living right now. Like, to tell you the truth, I'm supposed to be in a mansion of my choice, a bigger house of my choice. But I'm not. I learned to live regular because I grew up with understanding and respect for my parents. I know how to eat a little and survive. You know, am I happy of the situation? Um, I am 50% happy, but the next 50%, I leave it up to God. I leave it up
Yeah.
to God because when the
And
time is
moving
right,
forward,
and
and
move
moving
forward.
forward, yeah,
Because
moving
I know,
forward, you
yes,
know what your self-worth is. You
yeah,
know that the contract's got to be right. You know, these days when you're an artist, we talked a little bit about this with Stevie B yesterday. When you're an artist, you got to really know what your asset is and make sure that you get into the right situations for yourself, which is mainly
yes,
a distribution where you own all your masters, you own all your music, and
hmm
you tread lightly on how you put it out there so that you always maintain control of
yes,
everything when it comes to your music. Let me
yes, definitely.
before these ladies jump in, let me just see if I can I still share my screen? All right, let me just play this Rise for Peace real quick, ladies. It's only about a minute long. Let me just play this for you real quick. This is the new single that myself and Stuntman put out last month.
Let's come together, let's stop the killing. Let's come together and fight for freedom. Let's come together. Whoa, let's come together.
Stop the fighting. All over the world, stop the fighting. Stop the fighting. All over the world, stop the fighting. Stop the travel, hear me travel everywhere. Our fans and supporters is living in fear, not getting any help, too much nuclear. Families suffering, God's buildings disappear. Stop the fighting, all over the world, stop the fighting. Stop the fighting, all over the world, stop the fighting. Stop the fighting. All over the world, stop the fighting.
So that's a little clip
Wow.
of it. It's available on Spotify, ladies. So if you want to stream it, be more than happy for you guys to do that. And we'll take some more questions. Hi.
Yeah.
Who do we have?
Hi,
Lorna?
Mad.
Hi, Lorna.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you? Thank you so much. First of all, Adora, girl, talk about connections. Matt Studman, you just brought me back, yo. As a fellow Jamaican, a Caribbean person,
Hey,
I remember when that song came out. It was hot. It was hot.
thank you.
The question I have for you, because
Sure.
at the end of the day, we're business people as well, right? And one of the things
hmm
that struck out, because you said it so many times, one of the things that struck me in your conversation today, but by the way, thank you for your vulnerability.
Thank
Because a
you.
lot of times people who are successful, they don't want to share that, which is one of the reasons why I started the Success Zone YouTube show, right? Because people don't want to share the downs. They think that
hmm
people only see the ups, they never see the downs, and nobody wants to, tell the real story, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because you said it so many times, was the hook. So my question to you is, how do you come up with the hooks for your songs? Because, overlaying that into the business arena, and most of us in here are coaches, speakers, right? Um, you got to hook the client, right? You got to hook the
hmm
client to come in. You got to hook the audience to come in, which is what you do. You got to hook the audience to come in and vibe with you, right? So how do you come up with your hook, and so we can overlay that into our businesses?
I like to move it hook is based on women. I follow the women. If you're moving, I'm moving because I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get your attention. So when I'm walking up and down Flatbush Avenue looking for girls, they are actually walking up and down. So they like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. We gonna move it together when we connect. So when I say I like to move it, you like to move it. That's how I came up with the hook for I Like to Move It, and then put everything into place. It's like I'm building a woman up from her face go down, you know, like a builder. You're beautiful. You're so beautiful with your face. Then I start going down on you, woman. You're physically fit. When I say big ship on the ocean that are big Titanic, remember I said that part in the song? Woman, you cute, you don't know me. A couple of original cute body, you want make man mad up, eyeliner. But if it's a make man mad up, big ship on the ocean that a big Titanic, meaning a woman is so beautiful. When you look at a Titanic ship on the ocean, it's a beautiful ship that you want to get in on there to take you wherever you got to go, whatever Caribbean island you choose. So when I say big ship on the ocean that a big Titanic, it's about the women so beautiful, I want to be around you. It has nothing to do with me going on the ship and going anywhere. It's just me and you. When we stand together, I'm so great to be in your presence.
More of that. Men who like just work that mojo, the word honoring.
And and you women make us men crazy. So the other part of the song I said, eyeliner. Pon your face a make man mud up, nose powder. Pon your face a make man mud up, tuck your eyebrow. Pon your face a make man mud up, get a little lipstick. Now you Jamaican, so you know what mud up mean. Mud up mean driving a guy crazy. So you don't have to wear your eyeliner. It's making us crazy. Your nose powder when you powder your face. It's driving us crazy when you start fix up yourself and you start look good, you know? So that part, a lot of people had was like, what are you saying? Because I said, yeah. I actually said eyeliner. But the way how I created to say it is for them to figure out what I was saying. So people that really penetrate in the song, they would be like, what is that he's saying? I don't know what is that he's saying, you know? So
So back to Lorna's question, and then we'll go to Justine. When you're thinking of a hook, and you just said you built it in layers, because again, even we have a lot of speakers, teachers, but even people with businesses that then go give talks, even though their business is something different. Chiropractors, financial planners, talks. Do you purposely build layers in like that for later discovery? Because we're all having to tell stories, entertain from the stage, teach in an entertaining way. So do you do that on purpose, or that just happened?
all my ideas are focused on women. I watch a women move. I'm going to write a hook about how you move. You know, if you smile, I'm going to write a hook about that, how you look. Your eyes are so beautiful. Your hair is so long. It's so easy for me to write a hook about a woman by just focusing and penetrating on a woman. I don't write about guys. I write about women. Once I write about a woman, the guy's going to follow me. Hey, ladies, put your hands in the air. Put your hands up. You know, it's so easy for me to focus on a woman and write about the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you groove, the way you look, the way you eat, the way you drink. It's all about a woman for me to get my ideas. So
Well,
nothing is
I love
on.
your music even more, and what and I know the other women do too now, right?
Yeah.
So what that tells me is just like Myron Golden gets all his inspiration from the Bible. Some people get all their, so find what inspires you, and you could just spend all your time grabbing your inspiration from.
Yeah.
For you, it's women. Everything revolves around women. And that's a smart move. And you're right. The guys will follow you because the women are hearing.
Yeah.
You're expanding that audience. So they're like, this guy's the mad stuntman calling all the women on the unafraid, and it's living on in your music. That's really powerful.
It's also kind of like, because I've programmed radio stations throughout my career. So we're always looking for the next big hit, right? So some of the things that we look for, because until the record is tested on the airwaves, you don't know exactly what kind of mass appeal the record's going to have. So you listen for those essentials, right? Does it have a good hook? Does it have a good production? Does it have a good synergy? Is it sonically sounding right? So these are all the elements that it has to have before you even consider putting that record on rotation. Then once you put it on rotation, it gets tested to see how good it does. What's the research call out? Are people are requesting the record? Are people not requesting the record? Are the mix show DJs playing the record? So all of that needs to be taken into consideration, and that's how you discover the next big hit is by giving those testing meters and checking in with those things to
Yeah.
figure out what's going to be rising to the top of the pile. And that's
Mhm.
kind of, you know, when Stuntman's record came out, it was the same thing. We listened to it and we said, wow, this record sounds like it's going to be huge. You test it, the market says yes, and then you give it more rotation. And then you hear it every 20 minutes. And then people get sick and tired of hearing the song because they hear it so much. But that's because it became a big hit and everybody
Yeah.
wants to.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, Justine, or I'll let you lead again, Felix. I will let you all know, normally we're in our networking meeting today, right? So we will, whatever time is left, do that. But we've got a couple legends here and we want to enjoy that proximity and time. So that's what's happening. Okay.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Mad
Thank you.
Stuntman and Felix.
Thank you.
And you may have said this before I got to come on, or I was on another call. If you talked about how you chose your name, I Googled it. I know it was from The Fall Guy with Lee Majors. And if you already talked about this, you don't have to answer that. But if you haven't, I think we'd all love to hear.
I'm
Okay.
willing. I'm willing.
Okay.
I'm willing.
Okay. And also just, I want to say, because I worked at the Indiana Jones stunt show for 6 years doing stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I forget about this and people, I'm like, it's just something I did, but it is kind of crazy. Like I learned how to jump off buildings and go down Slide for Life. So the idea of the risk that people take, and if anyone saw the more recent Fall Guy, like what happens in that world is crazy. And so I just wondered how that related to your music.
You know, when I was watching The Fall Guy, you know, and getting into the music, I had a different name. Excuse me, ladies, my real name is Mark. That's my real name, Mark. Mark Kwashi. That's my real name.
A or
And
Q or what, Mark?
yeah, yeah.
How do you spell it? How do you spell your version of Mark?
M-A-R-K.
Yeah, I looked that up too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my dad's name.
That's your dad's name? All
Yeah.
right. Fun,
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, so I was searching for a name and I didn't want to use Mark. I had no name at all. I was like, Mark. I was like, no, I need a great name because a lot of Jamaican artists have different names. There's one Jamaican artist has the name the $6 Million Man. There's another Jamaican artist has the name the Bionic Man. Another Jamaican artist have their name Lee Majors. Another Jamaican has their name Colt Severs.
Okay.
Another Jamaican has their name. I think I said Steve Austin already, correct? And the only thing left from that one character is he's a stuntman.
Yeah.
So that's when I went in and said to everyone, I got a name now. Call me Stuntman. All my friends say Stuntman. I say, yes, call me Stuntman. Because I did a song called Stunt Driver. Say me a stunt driver. Watch me a star with a Lee Major. Wawa. Stunt driver. Say me a stunt driver. Watch me a spar with a Lee Major. Take my car, crash it through a window. A little after that, me in a helicopter. Jump out of the chopper, land in a water. The first thing me sight was a barracuda. Me cut him up and put him over me shoulder. Me second thing me sight was a lobster. Me cut him up and put him over me shoulder. Me swim to the left and swim to the right and to the center. Say stunt driver, say me a stunt driver. Watch me a spar with a Lee Major. Wawa. So I'm a stunt driver, right? So watch me sparring with Lee Major. So what Lee Major doing, his stunts, I'm right next to him doing my stunts. So that was, I was to create it that way. And then I started writing and getting into more with the girls and start leaving the negative stuff away. I said, I just want to focus on the women because that's what I want. That's who I want to be around. We want to go party with the ladies. We want to go doing whatever we got to do with the ladies to make them happy. It's the ladies. So that's how the name Stuntman was created from the Fall Guy Lee Major, Coach Severs, whatever his name is. It was, and my greatest thing, I always say to myself, because getting my name from him, I always say to myself, I would love to meet him. I want to meet Lee Majors. That's my dream, to meet him, because that's where I got my name from.
Awesome. So we need to work on that, connectors,
To work on that. I feel like we're
All
gonna
right.
make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great connections. I have a couple meetings today that may help with that. All right, final question. And yes, Justine says, love how you're so respectful and driven to the beauty of women. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Melanie.
Oh, what a gift it is to meet you, Stuntman. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Melanie.
Felix. And
Thank
thank you. I'm wondering if you guys know the story about Rodriguez. Sugar
No.
Man. No. You definitely don't want me to sing, but you don't know that story? Okay, I recommend everybody on here see it's a documentary called Sugar Man. And this was an artist who became super famous in South Africa and Australia, an American artist that got completely screwed by the industry.
What's your question, Melanie? Thank you. Put it in there. What's your question, love?
So, so the thing is, what you're talking about is the music, right? And how the music connects and unites us. And it's so fascinating because, Adora, what you said was, something about understanding. And for me, it's more about trusting at this point. Because of all of these connections, I was actually born and raised in South Africa, in Johannesburg. And what you experienced going there is so powerful. And one of my visions, one of my dreams, one of my blue skies is bridging the gap and really rising together as a humanity, right? And so, like you're saying, doing it through the music, and doing it through these experiences. And so, like, in terms of collapsing time for you, right? It's following those leads. Like, you didn't follow that lead from when you originally got that message, or someone telling you that they were gonna block you, and like, this was God's work. And so, like, what would your message be to people who sometimes just feel like they'll feel blocked? And someone, and I can't remember who it was, actually wrote that someone said to them that they weren't going to become anything. To how do you block those messages and not buy into that and follow that road, and rather follow the road of what your path is meant to be, that's your God-given path?
I always see myself not listening to people, what they have to say, and always following my goals, because one day you're going to make it. Actually, I have a fan that writes me every day on Facebook. He's from the Ukraine. He tells me all the stories that goes on, all the bombings close to his house, his family he loses. And these are countries that I travel to do shows back in the days. And these countries that I go overseas to perform, it gives me pain in my heart, because to know that these countries I've been to perform, and these actual people that's actually going through it, it hurts me. So my gift, I have to go and write a song about it. This is why me and Felix wrote a song about what's going on. I don't like to get into political stuff, but because I have a platform and I'm singing and they know me as a singer, they also got to show me caring about the people that's reaching out to me just to talk to me. They're not asking me for anything. They just want to talk so I can comfort them, because at night they don't have no lights. They're not eating for days, and I don't know how to help them, but I can talk to them and have them talk to me when I go on my Instagram or my Facebook, and they reach out to me every day. So it's always a way that people always trying to distract you, but you have to ignore the distraction and just follow up with what you want in your life. And I know for my music is going to tell a message. I'm going to make sure and tell a message in my music to cheer them up. you know? And it's like coming from Trinidad. I mean, we didn't have to go through nothing like that because we don't have to see, we're not used to bombs in our neighborhood dropping on your house, your building is demolished, you have nowhere to live, people dying every day. These people see this, and to reach out to me and talk to me, I have to talk to them and make sure that they want to come to America, they want to meet me one day, and I got to keep talking with them and say, pray, just keep praying, keep praying to God, because once you pray, God is going to make it happen. Too much negative in this world. We got to keep it positive and keep people positive by us working together. We have to work together regardless. Some people don't like working together. If music is bringing people to come to me, I'm going to go to them. If I can go to them and hug them and embrace them and say there's a way, I would go. I just want to connect to my fans. And the younger generation is growing up with the Madagascar and don't really know real to real, the actual singer who sang the song, but only knows King Julian. We have to, switch the table around so the younger generation can know, there's an actual person that actually sang that song, you know?
Yeah.
And the kids in them would more understand, oh, wow, I can't believe it is actually a person, It's just
Well,
communication. It's
well,
just communication.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So a couple things, Melanie, great pivot. I think your question was, do you know Sugar Man? And then they didn't. So you had to come up with another question and you nailed it. Way to go, or not. It's all good. You did amazing.
Thank you.
The other thing is you're really grounding us into what we stand for, which is community and connection, and how we rethink community. Even as high performing achievers, we believe we go further and faster together. And so you're reminding us to love people, to connect with people, and also authenticity. So this will end up on our podcast as well, the Diva Network Experience. It'll go on to iHeartRadio and Audible. So we'll do our best to do our part to make sure they know who the original writer. It will be without a doubt there. And we'll also turn it into a couple of articles. So we'll get those
Thank you.
and keep working with Felix in our collaborations. But we just thank you so much for your energy, for
Thank
sharing.
you.
And really, I hope everyone, you're getting this too. Do you see how when you hear the stories and the hearts behind things, now you feel way more connected? And so in a world full of talent and people, the way you stand out is by letting your authentic light shine, and also be people that buy into brands you align with. Don't just flow your money everywhere. Start to go, do I align with what this person is up to in the world? I'm going to flow my attention, my money, my resources there, and I'm going to stop dispersing my energy to things I don't align with, right? So there are a lot of lessons in this. You brought a whole new level of alignment with your music, now that we know it's all inspired by the woman, and how we
Yeah.
can't wait to dance to that song again. And
Yeah.
and thank you so much for your story, your presence.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your stance and your vision for going into our space. We have a vision of you being one of the transformational thought leaders with something new in this space. And I'm really grateful for your friendship and for being one of our people here in the community.
Thank you so much. I just want to say to you ladies, you divas, you mothers, grandmothers, you know, you I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much, Felix, because this is something like new to me. I've been in certain talks like this before, but I feel so comfortable here talking with and letting you guys know my story. I am not here to pretend that, hey, nothing is going on in my life. Just like you touch me, I feel it, you pinch me, I cry like you. But the thing, I don't let stress bother me because you can't fix stress. Stress will make you do crazy things. I don't let stress bother me. I'm 58 years old. People don't think I'm 58, but I'm 58 years old. And it's just a great feeling to do the song with Sama. When Sama said, "Hey, stuntman, let's write a world peace song," I'm happy to do it. I it's just I can't not just keep singing women come follow me, women come follow me, and the women in Ukraine wants to follow me and can't follow me because they're going through something different. Women in Africa wants to follow me and can't follow me because they're going through what they're going through. You understand? So it's good for me to talk and let people know I am a real person. Thank you so, so much for giving me the opportunity to express myself to you that I don't express to certain people when they ask me about certain things. I can tell you anything that you want to know. And it's my life. It's my life to tell my story of how I got where I am today and where I'm going with DJ Sama. I work with different producers as well. DJ Sama is one of them. And if you guys want to reach out to me, it's definitely DJ Sama. He's the guy. Thank you again, DJ Sama. It was amazing how we met, and you've been so true to me. You talk to me like you know me so long. And this is what I love about you, brother. When you text me early, 5, 4 in the morning, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Every day I'm writing a song or thinking of a song to write. You know, you give me closure because you're like a brother. You're like a brother. You're so more like a brother. You reach out to me, you talk to me. I love that. I really do. I really do. I don't express it much, but I have it in my heart. So here I'm telling you that what you did when we met is unforgettable. It's unforgettable. And
Thank
I
you, my
would
brother. I
never
appreciate
forget the things that you do, the littlest things that you do, and the littlest things that you say to me that means so much to me, Sama, that you don't know. I feel like crying, but because you are an amazing person, bro. You mean a
Oh,
lot to me.
you are an
You-
amazing person and you're very special. And that's why I think it's so important for you to be a part of this world as well, because there's so many people that can relate to you, stuntman, that may not be able to relate to Anthony Robbins, that may not be able to relate to Les Brown, but they can relate to you. So give them your message, give them your power, enlighten them with what you have inside. We're gonna do it, man. And I appreciate you for being on this platform with the divas.
Yeah,
Thank
you know
you.
what I appreciate? I want ladies to recognize how many men have cried on our platform. So just like men have taken us into their spaces, opened doors, shown us things that we haven't been able to do in our own way, and then we learn and elevate by creating our Divas Den and this environment, and then inviting strong men in. There's a healing and something that is actually healing for us to witness. So, it's not, but like lots of men have cried here with us, and we don't go for that. We don't expect that, but it's the feminine wrapped around you and
I'm
appreciation.
I'm gonna cry every time I speak with you, ladies. But I'm gonna let you know this: when I get off, I'm gonna call DJ Sama, and I'm gonna work on a diva song.
That's
There you
exciting.
have it. There
That'll
you
be
have it. You
on
heard
the
it first.
podcast, the TV show, the everything. We need Christine Curran on that. That's amazing. We will put it everywhere. And I love you guys. Thank you for
Yes,
being the men
because
that you
Thank
are.
you so
And it
much.
you,
Thank you
heals
for
our
having us.
nervous system. Yes.
you're not just divas. You are all powerful divas.
Mhm. Take it in. Take it in. Look at that little diva on Abigail's lap.
I
Yes.
got you. I got you, ladies. I would cry to you all the time, but it's in good faith, though. Yeah.
The last thing I want to say is you demonstrated your heart about Ukraine. You keep demonstrating it, but when you said, I can't be happy, even though I want to be out there doing my work, having my followers, connecting with fans, it troubles me that in these other countries, they're dealing with things that they can't even be present. And so now we're going to go create this world peace song. And so we want to be behind the spread of that as well. We love you guys. Feel free to stay on or to go. We still have 7 minutes where I can take takeaways from everyone. But I just want to say you're amazing. We can't wait to hear the Diva song. We're going to be dancing to move it at everything we ever do from now on with a whole new appreciation. And yeah, we're very grateful. Thank you so much.
I'm going to stay on for the 7 minutes with
Okay.
you. I'm
I
not
have a
going
studio session, so
anywhere.
ladies, have a great day. God
Okay,
bless
bye,
everybody.
Felix. Felix,
And I'll
like
see
I'm out.
y'all later.
Okay,
Okay,
so
stop, man.
let's.
We'll talk later. All right, brothers.
Okay.
Okay, all
So
right.
I want to hear some of your takeaways. This normally when we network. Kim, you haven't talked this time. Get off the mic. Give me some takeaways.
All right. I love this is such a great call, as all of them have been. But we can't change everything, and we can't change, there's a lot we can't change. What we can do is what he did, is just give what you got. Give what you got. That's all you can do. He can't change the past and what happened to him with his music, but he can sure as hell make the best of it moving forward. You can't change the Ukraine. You can't change all of that stuff. And I can just imagine what you're feeling. My fans are over there. I sing for these people, and they're in the fire, and so you can't change that for them. You can't go to the government, but you can write a song about it. And that's what you do. So that's the best gift that you can give to the Ukraine, to the world, that everyone should just I know I want to do this, but just start doing what it is that you do and make those steps to change.
So
Yep, true.
awesome. Who else? Takeaway, Lorna. Let's hear one.
It's not very often that you experience men with such vulnerability. And again, I want to acknowledge you for that, because it's so needed for healing, right? And I'm going to encourage you to get on all the stages, brother. Get on all the stages. Share your story, because it matters. You moved me today. I'm sure you've moved every single diva and divos here today. And you have made us so much stronger and given us such courage, because you have shared your story. So I heard you say, some of the things you've told us here today, you don't really share with other people. So thank you for trusting this space to be able to share it. So I just wanted to say that. And again, the takeaway, the hook for me was great, because, that's been one of my challenges in my marketing, is finding the hook. But what I heard you say when you answered my question is just pay attention to the audience that I want to attract, the audience that I want to serve, and pay attention to what they're doing and find the hook in that. So thank you for that as well.
Thank you. You're welcome. Ladies, I have a song called I Am Single, because I'm a single man. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife. I was married 3 times. So now I'm, actually single, no girlfriend. This song is a salsa song, and it's featuring Jody Catalan, who's going to be on tomorrow with Felix. And it's called I Am Single. It's going to be releasing probably around May. We're going to shoot a video for it and everything. It's just telling you I am single and I'm ready to mingle. There's a lot of single women out there that's looking, and they want to mingle. They may not be looking for a boyfriend or a man or whatever, but they just want peace, being single, and they so happy to just go out and party and just have a good time partying, just enjoying your single life. But me, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. I'm ready to meet someone. So the song again is based on me being single and no attachments or anything like that. And I just want to have a good time. It's a salsa, And you're gonna really love it the way how I create it. You're gonna really love it.
Well, we did a show here in Texas with a matchmaker, and we have several matchmakers because of TV shows that we're doing with the Dining Empire. And you're in the right space of women who are connected to women and who value men that are a stand and have the kind of heart that you have. So
Yeah.
and from the mad stuntman, I know you don't really need any additional connections, but I'm going to tell you, we have a ton of high value women in this community that value someone like you. So I would keep hanging around. I'm going to give you all the reasons that to keep hanging around because we love you. Yes,
Thank
Savita
you.
and then Alora. Savita, one of your takeaways.
I was just putting in the chat. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely amazing. And just to hear how corrupt the industry is, it is heartbreaking because Kim can tell you how in our industry it is corrupt and we are fighting a good fight. So just the fact that you are here and just doing big things, I applaud you. Thank you.
All right, awesome.
Thank
Alora,
you.
and then Jimmy is calling me because we're supposed to be on a 1 o'clock call. Okay, so Alora, yes.
Well, I want to first say that the men are the ones who brought the emotion to our call. All three of the men that we've had on here have been so full of emotion. And I also notice they've mostly got some African blood in them. And I have to totally bow down to the power and glory of the African energy that we are finally really appreciating in our world, I hope. And then I want to say to you, Adora, you are so cool, the way you love people, the way you acknowledge them, the way you support them. And I'm really getting, this is not about me learning to be a businesswoman. This is about me connecting to the people that you bring into our world. That's what I'm going to be getting. I'm so glad to be going to Miami. I promise anybody that dances with me, the dance of a lifetime, anytime they dance.
I love it and I love you and I receive that deeply. And it's been such an awesome thing to witness all of us blooming and rising together. Okay, last one, Dr. Andrea, let's go. I love you so much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Adora. First, you for providing, sorry about the noise, I'm driving, I had to stop. Just first to say thank you, Adora, for sharing all your sources. Thank you, DJ Felix, Sam, Sama, for that. And my takeaway, Mark, is applied faith. You talk so much about God, about your belief, about your faith. And even in that moment that you were sick and you made a decision, okay, I'm going to break the contract right now. And you're threatened, but you applied faith and you are here and you're going to grow much more with the Diva and with the Africa Diva launch as well. I see you just making all the African continent move, move, and move. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just want you divas to know also, I love to cook. I love to cook. I cook
Oh, you're going to cook
all
for
the time.
us.
He's
Yes,
putting his
yes.
profile
Okay.
up.
So a few
He's trying to
things.
hook us.
Okay, a few things, and then we're gonna let everyone go because we have a 1 o'clock community
Yes.
meeting all focused on you guys. One, we're Dining Empire, and we have several TV shows that went on travel. We Google, Apple Prime. We have a partnership with Fubu TV. So it'd be really cool to cook with you, like we do things in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And you
Nice.
cook and us to like go over that and sing. And guys, Jimmy and Ali, what you don't know is the mad stuntman said he's going to work on a diva song for us
Yes.
right
Yes.
now. And we're going to put
Yes.
in the TV shows, we'll put it on the podcast, and we will use that globally, which is amazing. So anyway, you love to cook. So let's, where do you live? What area or what?
I live in Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines.
So Fort Lauderdale is where our press party is for 3
Good.
days in a row. Okay, Okay, so I'll connect with Felix, but let's get you with the divas. We'll make you one of the celebrity guests, and as long as it works with you, and then I'll follow up on having you on our TV shows. Okay.
Beautiful ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. I
All
really
right.
appreciate. Thank you, everybody. I
We
like to
love
move
you.
it, move it. Divas like to move it, move it. Divas like to move it, move it. They like to move it. All divas all over the world. Love you. Thank you.
Love
Mwah.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Love